So, you're a young professional. Nothing quite says like, I'm growing up, like walking down that aisle and saying, I do. But those two words might be one of the most expensive two words you will utter in your life. With inflation and interest rates on the rise, and delayed COVID weddings now starting to finally happen, how are any of us supposed to afford our dream wedding? This year, couples are expected to host roughly 2.5 million weddings, a 30% increase from the prior year and a number not seen in 4 decades. I don't have the answer to this, but I'm sure we'll find out together in this wedding series, where I show you an insight into the modern day stresses of wedding planning. This is Wedlock Deadlock. I proposed to my then girlfriend, now fiance, on April 9th, 2022 at a Billie Eilish concert. Billie is one of her favorite artists, and I had bought her tickets for her birthday. If you know anything about me, I'm definitely not one for a big spectacle, especially getting down on one knee in front of all these strangers. She definitely was not expecting it. Fast forward to now. Both of us are finally taking it in that we are engaged and starting to stress over the wedding details. Who do we invite? How much should we save? Which venue should we go? And to add to the stress, her family is from SoCal and my family from NorCal. So we have to take into account the older family members may not be able to make the trip. Needless to say, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. Our very first step will be touring Grand Gametto. This is a one-stop shop wedding venue owned by Jay's Catering Company in Orange, California. Designed by Becky Owens, what was once an old YMCA is now transformed into a Spanish colonial revival venue. To help us decide on how suitable this venue is to our vision, we are going to go off of a rule I made up. I call it the 6 P's. Price, plan, priorities, people, place, pets. Let's start with the first P. The package includes the venue, music, decor, food and beverage, liquor, and labor. The venue itself costs $11,000. Included are bridal suites, groom suites, tables and chairs, and outdoor ceremony and event terrace. The total event time is 5.5 hours with a 3-hour setup and 1-hour cleanup before and after. The food costs $17,610.39. The liquor costs $4,444.69. The labor costs $2,860.76. And miscellaneous costs are $161.63. For the total price of $36,077.47, after service charges and taxes, of course. We both thought the design was gorgeous, and it was super unique how both the groom and the bride get their own suite. This is within our $50K budget. That leaves us around $14K for hiring photographers, wedding planner, DJ, and other costs I probably haven't thought of.
If we were to go with this venue, by the way we opted for more Asian dishes, we would probably choose sesame shrimp and mango spring roll and sticky pork belly bites for the hors d'oeuvres, Korean braised short ribs and honey and ginger glazed salmon for entrees, and Asian cucumbers and flat noodle with black bean sauce and barbecue fried rice for accompaniments. We would also choose tier 2 out of 3 for alcohol, which includes hard alcohol, beers, and wines.
For price, I'll give it a 7 out of 10.
I'll also give it a 7 out of 10.
Next is plan.
For plan, we were able to get a soft hold for the date that we wanted without charge. This venue just opened earlier this year and is booked out for 2022. Tentatively, we've set our date for September of 2023. This place looks somewhat flexible if we want to change the date, but we might be placed on a wait list if we do so. The parking also seems very easy as it's right across the street.
For plan, I'll give it a 7 out of 10.
And I'll give it an 8 out of 10.
Next is priorities. For priorities, having it indoors or outdoors was not an issue. The venue is large enough for the guests, but not too big that going in and out becomes a hassle. We loved how the venue was so versatile, allowing us to mix and match the ceremony, banquet, and party. And also loved not having to worry about a backup if the weather is too bad. For priorities, I'll give it a 10 out of 10.
And I'll also give it a 10 out of 10.
Next is people.
For people, a 120-person wedding should be no issue. We were told the capacity could go up to 300 people. Per person, that would be $183.79 for food and drinks. Could definitely be better, but considering it's a catering service that owns the venue, it's to be expected.
For people, I'll give it a 6 out of 10.
And I'll give it a 7 out of 10.
Next is place. For place, it'll be easier for my fiance's side of the family to make it than my side. So I'll give it a 5 out of 10.
And I'll give it a 7 out of 10.
Finally is pets.
They are pet friendly and have had pets included in weddings before, so good news for Alfie and Nala.
I'll give it a 10 out of 10.
I give it a 10 paws out of 10.
For a final score of 93 out of 120, by default this venue is at the top of our list. It has things that we both like and things that we both think could be better. I hope you enjoyed this week's video. If you did, subscribe and leave me a like. It helps the channel out a lot. Other than that, I hope you have a fantastic week, and I'll see you in the next episode.